Donald Trump's Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, has been taking a lot of heat this week because even though it was Donald Trump himself who came out in recent days multiple times and said that he was going to tell ICE to no longer do raids on farms so that we didn't deport all the farm workers and end up with a massive food shortage, Brooke Rollins is the one that MAGA has decided to direct their anger at, even though this was literally Trump's decision according to Trump himself. But of course, the MAGA folks who do not like the idea of anybody with dark skin being in this country, they can't blame Trump for that, even though he's saying, I'm doing this, because he's the cult leader. The cult leader can do no wrong. And when the cult leader does do wrong, you actually have to pin the blame on somebody else, and that is what's happened with Brooke Rollins this week. Again, Secretary of Agriculture, MAGA has been out there attacking her, claiming she's the one that did this. The thing Trump admitted to doing, she did it, right? Because that makes total sense in the mind of crazy people. But Brooke Rollins was not one to sit there and get the blame for this, so Brooke Rollins then came out after getting all this hatred from the MAGA racists and said that, no, we're still going to deport all these people, and you know what? We'll just replace them with all the people on Medicaid, because that'll surely work. Here's what Brooke Rollins had to say to reporters this week. The second question, where we are on farm labor, a little bit earlier, but what I will say is that Lori Chavez de Remer is our Secretary of Labor, and the H-2A visa program, all of the programs that ensure to moving in seasonal AG workers are under Secretary Chavez de Remer. She has been working around the clock with her team. Okay, so first and foremost, you're throwing somebody else under the bus, right? You're shifting the blame off you where it shouldn't have been anyway, and you're giving it to the other lady. Classy, super classy. And then she said, I think we'll probably hear a little more about this today. We didn't. And the conversations will continue, but I can't underscore enough. There will be no amnesty. The mass deportations continue, but in a strategic way. And we move the workforce towards automation and 100% American participation, which again, with 34 million people, able-bodied adults on Medicaid, we should be able to do that fairly quickly. Thank you. Now, most of those 34 million that you're talking about already have jobs. Yeah. So I don't think they're going to quit their current job to go work a different job in the heat dome picking crops. Yeah, because they work. And the rest that don't, that you claim are able-bodied, have either been actively looking for jobs or are working, temporary jobs from here to there so it's not considered full-time employment, or they're actually not even able-bodied. But the government wants to claim that they are, even though they are not. So you want to send a bunch of elderly, slightly disabled people out to pick the crops because you don't want to piss off the racists. That's what you're telling us, Brooke. Oh, and for the record, folks, she then said it again later. She did a press conference where she then said, ultimately, the answer on this is automation. You're talking about being pissed off that Americans are not working. And then you're like, we're going to go to automation, which is going to do what? It is going to cause the biggest leap in unemployment we have ever had in this country. Automation means no people. I didn't think that was a difficult concept to grasp, Brooke. But apparently for you, it goes way over your dumb little head. She continues. Also, some reform with the current governing structure. And then also, when you think about it, there are 34 million able-bodied adults in our Medicaid program. There are plenty of workers in America. Again, there's not 34 million able-bodied people on Medicaid. Most of them, of course, are already working. Over 90% of them have jobs. The ones that don't are the elderly or the infirm, or those who have children and cannot work because work does not pay enough to cover childcare, because, of course, in the United States, we don't have universal childcare. So you're going to send the moms out to the fields to work alongside the elderly and the infirm. Babies, I guess, just be left at home, or hell, maybe the babies go too, right? Right, Brooke? You want the babies out there in the fields? Or, hear me out, we can not be horribly racist and terrible, and we can let these people stay in the country because they're performing a vital service and getting compensated, though not enough, in return, right? I think that's the smart decision. In fact, out of this whole conundrum that your administration has single-handedly created, there's only one smart solution, and it's the one that I just laid out for you. But you're not going to listen to that. No, you're going to take the advice of the racists and go with the dumb option, because that's what this administration always does. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.